Hey guys, Brad here.
And Stu.
We're here to do the Week 11 recap. I got it correct this week, right?
What is it?
It's the Week 11 recap. I got it right this week, right?
Yeah, so almost died by a semi. Yes, week 11, not week, this is week 11 this week, not last week.
I didn't know Sam Bradford had his trucker's license.
Well, he seems like he was being a little nicer this week. So he's calming it down. He's trying to heal himself so he can get back to full power again.
Well, there's one thing that is coming. That's the trade deadline, Stu. This Saturday, November 25th. The trade deadline. It's here. That's it. If you need to make a move, you got to make it or you're done. And I have a feeling not a lot of people are going to be able to make moves during Thanksgiving. So I really don't see there being a move or a trade this week. I think
everybody's pretty stuck in their ways.
Yep.
The race is too tight. If you're trying to win those games to get those last couple of playoff spots, or if you have a playoff spot, you're not wanting to mess with your juju right now. So, I just don't. The only people that are going to want to trade really a whole lot right now is going to be Mo and Matt, and that's to try to help them possibly either get out of the dildo or possibly win their matchup in the dildo bracket so they can get out that way. So,
yep. And you know what? That can be done. I mean, last year, thank you, Dixon and Vince, because of them, I was able to avoid the dildo. So those trades are possible. You got to find somebody who's on the cusp of the playoffs, somebody who feels like they need a big splash to win, they need some depth, and sell your big guys or sell a bunch of your depth for a big guy that you know is going to be like a guaranteed, keep you out of the dildo, or keep you from winning it. Because
the two people that are going to want that right now, the only people that are 6 and 5 right now is Rodney and Vince.
Yep.
Rodney's sitting pretty right now, so Vince might be your target if you're going to try to do one of those trades. I see Vince being a little more willing. He's been a little rapey this year, so we'll have to watch out for that.
Yeah, that is true. He did screenshot and send me pictures of his work league roster because we care, and it was impressive. It also shows it's shit league. When the lineup is nothing but like what first rounders would be next year, that's a crap league, and you're playing with a bunch of rookies, sir, a bunch of noobs. So I told him when you do that with the big boys, then come knocking at my door. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Bradford was out and about.
He kind of, went on a cool evening stroll. He didn't get real serious. He just kind of whipped his magic left and right. Caught a couple of flies in his path, but nothing crazy like he has been.
Yeah. He really didn't strike that hard. We had a short strike this time because, as far as me, Kelvin Benjamin, luckily I didn't start him. 20-yard catch, hitting the knee on the catch, out for the rest of the game. They thought he could tore his ACL, but they said he avoided it, no structural damage. He's going to be out for a few weeks. I don't even know if Kelvin Benjamin's rosterable at this point. You might see him out in waivers, guys. He might just be out there.
He might. A couple of weeks, that's kind of important because, what if he comes back after your if you possibly get the bye for the playoff? He comes back that week after, or are you going to trust him to come back fully healthy?
Well, that's the thing is, at that point,
of the playoffs for you?
That's the thing. At that point, who's want to trust him? What, he has one good game, are you still going to trust him? There's not enough, to me, there's not enough on paper, there's not enough history of him doing good this year to even, he wasn't amazing to begin with. So, and with Buffalo put in the worst of the quarterbacks, who knows if they go back to him again. They benched Tyrod Taylor. I don't know, and I don't think he's going to be able to get the chemistry he wants to. So with
It might be
Tyrod,
interesting next year, but this year is going to be a little.
I think this year it's a wash. I do. Adam probably got hurt the hardest because Chris Thompson, I think, is the biggest name. Broke his leg, and he is out for the season. And a little scared Jimmy Graham tweaked his ankle last night on the final drive. And then, side note, I haven't made Brad nervous enough yet. Came back in, almost beat me. He's a madman. Don't ever face Jimmy Graham on Monday night. You will, as Negan would say, you better have your shit britches on. That one's for you, Vince. And Sam, Dante Foreman, Achilles out for the season, which sucks because he finally had like his big breakout game, too, with those 2 touchdowns.
Oh, dude, that was a crazy run he had there, and then tore the Achilles as he entered the end zone.
Yeah.
Like, golly.
And then, on top of that, Robert Woods hurt his left shoulder. He's going to be out for a few weeks. As a Sammy Watkins owner, I'm really excited because I feel like I can start my flex with more confidence because I think more of those targets can go to him and not to Cooper Kupp. I think Cooper Kupp's targets kind of stay the same.
I kind of think that I want to disagree with you on that one. I think Cooper Kupp can get those. Cooper Kupp and Dolph have been like butt buddies. Have been very broad, benchish, and seem like they're kind of connecting. Sammy Watkins has carved out a position in this offense, and I agree that he's a wonderful flex play, and he might get an extra one here or there. But I think the majority of those.
Well, I gotta go with the reason.
The Jets are going to go to.
Yeah. Well, my thing is Cooper's route tree isn't going to grow. Sammy Watkins has the big downfield route tree that also Robert Woods ran. So I feel like that's where I differ. Is I think because of the route tree, they're going to take the big shots with Sammy Watkins, and they're going to keep doing the intermediate slot routes with Cooper.
Yeah.
So
Gurley, I guess.
I think they both get an
A couple of
uptick.
those two.
I think they both get an uptick. Really, I think you can start either one and feel just as good.
Yeah.
I see them as
Okay.
even. That's the best way to put up. I both see them as wide receiver 2s moving forward,
Yeah.
at least for the next 2 weeks. And then that's it. That's all the injuries.
That's all the injuries. I know it's just a crazy slow week for injuries, which is a good thing. That's not a bad thing. It just makes the podcast a little quicker than normal.
Yeah,
So you think it's about time to get into those rankings?
let's do it.
Cold Stone Power Rankings.
Yeah, Cold Stone Power Rankings, and only 2 weeks left in the regular season, and it's close. I mean, we got everyone neck and neck.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Yep.
You're telling me there's a chance.
There's always a chance. And the good thing is we're still going to do the playoff percentages that you've been running. And boy, some got better and some did not. So number one, lucky for me, I'm still at the top at 97.44% chance of making it. I think 7 wins is what gets you in this year. I don't think it's 6. I think it's 7 that guarantees it. And then number 2, Stu.
Dixon.
Yep.
He's 97.60. So
He's
got
more.
200th of actually 116th of a percent chance better than you of making the
Yeah.
playoff.
A big week this week because we play each other. And I think this can make the out. I think I'm only like 10 or 20 points more scored than him. So I think this week is going to decide who wins the division.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Yeah, for sure. The next 2 weeks are important, but I think
It's a bye. A bye is on the line.
The first bye.
I really want that bye because my week 13 matchups are they're horrendous. And
Well, it's just always nice to go into that first bye.
oh yeah, it's a little more. You got a little bit more chance. You got a better chance of getting. You just want to get to the Bundy Bowl. That's all you want to do. You just want a chance. And then 3, who's winning his division, the rookie himself, Day, who loves to rub it in, and I don't blame him. He should rub it in daily. 96.72% chance of making the playoffs. I think he's going to win his division. After Vince losing last week, I think it kind of seals it.
Well, I think he's got a wolf at his door. I'm playing him this week.
Oh.
Rodney is number 4. He is coming on strong here late in the season.
Yep, this is where we kind of got a dip, too.
Playoff spot again. Doesn't want to make it to the dildo bowl again. I completely understand. But he's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not really excited to have to play him this week. But hopefully I can pull a win and Dede can win and then clinch a tie for himself there. But yeah, Rodney's looking strong.
Yeah, and he's got an 80.76% of making it. And this is where it dips down from. It dipped down to, basically 17, 16% down to Rod. Now it dips in even another 16% from one spot before 5, which is Vince.
It drops Rod and Vince.
I'm sorry, 4%.
Only 4.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 4%. I can't do math, guys. Vince, 76.24% chance of getting in. He was at the top there. He was undefeated and everything, and he's slipping down a little bit, and but he's still got a good roster. He's got a good team. He's got Wentz and Gurley, and with those two, he has a real good shot at making the playoffs.
Yeah, he needs that one more win.
Yeah. Be honest with you, him and Rod are two teams I would not feel comfortable facing in the first round. That would just be. Those are two really good rosters that can blow up on you.
Rodney's got to win against me this week to really clinch his playoff spot.
Yeah.
No matter what, that number 7 wins is the real shining number there.
Yeah, it seems like it is, and then
it seems to be so.
And surprising,
should get him in the playoffs for sure. He's got a high enough point percentage that he should, if that 7th win, should do it. Vince is playing. I think Vince plays Matt next week, and that might be his 7th win or maybe.
Well, Vince has a hard matchup this week because he's facing Sam, who comes in at number 6, who is rising from the ashes. We all had Sam dead in the water like 4 weeks ago. He's dead.
Who the hell needs Zeke? I mean, or David Johnson. Screw it, I'll just win it anyway.
My gosh. I mean, he keeps plugging it in. He keeps going after guys. Robert Woods. He keeps just adding people on waivers. Good moves. Kind of guys people don't want to take a risk on. He's like, hell with it. Why not? What do I got to lose?
Because what's the worst I'm going to do? Lose? Because I'm already doing that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's
good for him.
piling it on.
He's got a 37.24% chance of making the playoffs. This is where it really drops. This is where everyone's really clustered here between 6 and 10, but he's facing Vince this week, so that's a big matchup because the winner of that one might be enough to get them the playoffs because Sam's got point scorer on his side. That's the one thing he has that other teams don't. And then we got Lovick at number 7. He's sitting in purgatory right now, which isn't that great, but hey, it's not that bad. He's got a 31.4% chance of going. What do you think? Do you think Lovick has enough to pull it off?
He's been cooling off. He's been on a kind of a down spiral. He might be just taking a rest right before he makes his playoff run.
He does face Mo this week.
Dallas is struggling, which is not helpful because that means Dez is struggling. It's been a little rough for him. A couple of his guys aren't really performing the way he wants them to. Tom Brady's looking fantastic, but his running backs aren't doing great either. So that seems to be where he's struggling at right now. He's got a chance if he wins his game this week and I win my game this week. It could be, and then we play that last week before playoffs. So it really could be a close matchup to see if either one of us can possibly make a playoff run, or if we both lose this week, we may be trying to fight for that last spot in purgatory. So It could be a really, really crazy matchup for me and Lovick coming up. So I think he's got a shot at the playoffs. But it's just, this is going to be a crazy couple of weeks. It's going to be nuts, just like
Oh, yeah.
been in the past. So
Now,
it's going to be crazy to see what happens.
oh yeah, now at 8 and 9, we have you over CoPro. CoPro has, I think, is like what 4 more points scored, but you beat him this week. So
Yeah, well, he's still beating me in points-wise. So
Yeah.
technically, by the points-wise, since we have the same win-loss record, he's beating me, and technically I would be in the dildo right now by 20 points.
yeah, so you're
I've been on a winning streak. I'm needing to win this week to
you
stay
did.
alive.
It was close. How were you feeling Monday night as Russell Wilson was just?
I went and got Lauren a shake during the third quarter, and I was really glad I did because that's when Russell Wilson just went fucking retarded.
You didn't check your score center or anything while you're out.
Lauren tells me, "Hey, by the way, Russell Wilson at 26 or 27 points, and Doug Baldwin's at 10." And I'm like, "Are you shitting me?" That kick, I thought he made it.
I did too.
And then it sank harder than the Titanic, and I felt relief. I felt God smiling down on me. It was glorious, and my heart hurt really, really bad because I didn't realize how hard I'd been like stressing and panicking, and really thought I was about to lose it with a 48-yard point advantage.
Well, good thing is Blair Walsh, and he's not that good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if he would have made that kick,
clinch kick.
if he would have made that kick, I guarantee you I would have lost. They would have found Jimmy Graham for enough yards, I would have lost. And I guarantee you would have lost because they would have went down and throw a touchdown.
Oh, Russell Wilson was on a heater.
He was.
That entire stadium was rocking. Russell Wilson was like tuned up. He was ready to go. I was really, there was a couple of those Jimmy Graham touchdowns that I was.
Oh, they were so close. Oh, my heart sank.
Everybody was thankful except for Krovic and Adam that they dropped it. It was crazy. It was
Yeah. Well, that's the hard part about it is as much joy it brings me and you at the end of the night, it brings the same amount of turmoil to those two. And to that, I'm sorry, guys. That sucked. We've both been on the other end of that before, and it stinks. But you know what, though? That's why we play it. It's fun. We got some few more gray hairs out of it, but worth it. Worth it, especially when you win. It feels good when you're on the other side of it. It does. But yeah, so you're at 26%. CoPro's at 28%.
26.4. Yeah, 28. Koprovic has a 28.12% chance. So he actually has a better chance because he's ahead of me in points right now. Then we have Adam at number 10. He's got a 21% chance. 2-week loss, 2 losing streak to me and Brad.
Yeah, that hurt. That hurt him.
Been struggling just a little bit. Jimmy Graham's looking awesome, by the way.
That's why I feel bad for him is when Jimmy Graham came back, Michael Crabtree went back to earth.
Yeah.
He's kind of banking on both of them kind of going at the same time. Or having Jordan Reed available in the flex, which seems like it's never going to happen.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Vernon Davis the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I'm super happy about it.
So that's when everybody, they're through, 7 through 10. Everyone's got a chance to get into purgatory of the playoffs. It's all right there. But 11 and 12, this is where I got to tip my cap and say, y'all tried. But more than likely, trade away, get the best players you can, best matchups you can for the very last week of the league because you could be in the bowl that nobody wants to be in.
Yeah. Now, the percentages and everything that we have here only go towards playoffs. Technically, reversing those do not equal the percentage of odds that you're going to make the dildo. Because even with this, it doesn't mean that they have a 90. So Mo's 11 and Matt's 12. So
Yeah.
put it out there. Mo has a 3% chance of making the playoffs, and Matt has a 4% chance of making the playoffs.
Just an uphill climb.
That doesn't mean they're going to make the playoffs. That means they're not making the playoffs. But that doesn't mean that they can't make purgatory.
That's true.
Because if both of them both win their games the next 2 weeks, that puts them at 6. Most likely, that means that they beat some other really good team and potentially could put somebody close to a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah.
myself included, that could kick them
That's
out.
true.
Kick me out of purgatory and put them right into purgatory. So
And
it's not like they're out of the race. It's not like they're out of purgatory.
no. Purgatory's still in play.
Yeah.
They got
Playoffs
Mo's
are out.
11 with 3% chance for playoffs. Matt's 12 with 4%. So there is a chance. I mean, it can still happen. But the thing that's against Mo and Matt is their points scored. I think that's where it's going to hurt them, and that's where it's going to make Purgatory a little bit hard to get to. Because not only do they need a better record than somebody, it's because if they have the same record as somebody who's in Purgatory, I don't know if they'll have the points scored. They'll have to have 2 really good weeks, which it can happen. Anything can happen. You know, they could both go off for 140-point weeks. It just lines up just right. You know, but
I mean, at this point, that's their real problem. It's not necessarily the wins the wins are going to help, and they need those desperately.
Yeah.
But even with the wins, if everyone else has 6 wins, I don't know. I still think they may end up in the dildo because of their points scored right now. A 90-point, an 80-point, a 70-point win is not going to get them out of the dildo at this point.
Yeah, and I agree. And speaking about playoffs and postseason, and I think this goes for both brackets. I don't think Purgatory people don't care. Some take a little pride in it. They're like, I'm going to win this consolation bracket. But postseason strategies, though, I want to talk with a few that goes for both brackets, Dildo bracket and Bundy bracket. Look at the matchups in those weeks. You know, the round 1, round 2, round 3. Now, if you're in the Dildo bracket and you lose round 1, you don't play round 2. You get to wait till round 3 to play, and then so keep an eye on those weeks there. It's a little bit different than the postseason bracket. So look at the defenses with the good matchups. Go ahead and get them on your team now. Drop your wide receiver 4, your running back 5, or your third tight end, or your third quarterback, and just stash them on your team. Because they can't hurt you, and if you want to use them, but that stops somebody else from picking them up, like Stu, who loves to string defenses, and also you face somebody who dropped 30 points on you on defense, and you're all pissed off. Well, you could avoid the whole situation if you just picked them up and stashed them. So I think it's a way to kind of it's protecting yourself and trying to keep the other people from having big scores on you. Does that make sense? So I recommend that. How do you recommend going at defenses, Stu? What's your approach at it?
Right now is the time to have double ups, have your handcuffs, if you're in the hunt for the playoffs, or if you're in the hunt for, if you're you or Day or Dixon, you 3 would like the wins. The wins are going to help you clinch your bye, but especially if you don't do it this week, next week for sure, when you're setting up for the playoffs at that point, because you know what you're getting. This is when you get your extra defenses that really apply to the playoff matchups, because you have a freedom. You don't really need the backups on your bench. You just need your handcuffs. You need your defense and your extra quarterback.
Yep.
Those are the quarterback and the defense are necessary just in case, because there's nothing out there. So if you're going to get something, get it now. And then pick the extra defense you want if you're not going to stick around with yours. And then have your handcuffs for your running backs. Wide receivers, there's not really any way of knowing who the handcuff is for sure. So, but with your running back, if you have one of those top-tier running backs, have the handcuff. And
my second thing to do after defense, is the same thing with quarterbacks, but only if the defenses aren't out there you like. And the reason I say that is because it's at the end of the year. Let's face it, everyone's already got their quarterback. Everyone's already got their guy they're going to roll with. But if there's not defense out there with good matchups, let's say they're already taken or anything like that, I would start snatching up the quarterbacks and just hoard them. That way, somebody can't use them against you. Injuries happen. Somebody could lose a quarterback. But a lot of guys like to run with one quarterback at the end. I don't. I like to stash up on quarterbacks and defenses and just have the guys I know I'm going to roll with in the other positions. That's just kind of the risk I like to take.
Well, this is the time where if you have a player on your team, I understand that you don't want other people to have other players that might score points. But at this point, if you don't have a player that has upside, or if you're waiting for them to be healed or healthy,
Yeah.
There's no reason to have them on your team.
And that's the next point. Grab high upside stashes and drop low ceiling players. If you got a guy who's averaging 6, 7 points every week, or it's about what he averages, yeah, that's a nice start. Yeah, that's a nice guy to have on your bench. It's a nice guy to start in the bye week. But you know what? You don't want that guy on your bench during the playoffs. You want the guy where he has potential of going off for 27 points, 30 points, 18 points. You want that. You want a fantasy whack-a-mole, because if somebody on your team gets hurt, you don't want to start the guy that's going to get you 5, 6 points. You want to start the guy that's going to be able to get you 18 to 30.
Yep.
And
because
so,
at the end of the day, you're not going to feel bad that you took a shot and still won the dildo, or you still didn't win. You ended up losing your playoff game.
and you'll be surprised how many of the guys played
You're never
safe.
gonna win.
You'll be surprised how many of the guys will play it safe. They won't set lineups like they will in the regular season. There's a lot more attention to detail. There's a lot more tinkering, and more tinkering leads to usually the wrong decision.
Oh, yeah,
Just take the big time players, and you'll see it. Like, just look at the rankings. Go CBS Fantasy Rankings or the Fantasy Footballers or ESPN, Matthew Berry, and you'll see that usually in the playoff time, those guys with high chances are always ranked higher, because they know that's what you want. You want that boom player because you want to go out swinging. And I agree with that. I think it's the best way to do is go out swinging. Another one.
A safe guy. If you have a guy that's scoring 10+ points,
Keep him. Keep that.
That's the guy you want.
Yeah.
That is safe. That is what you want. So somebody that's scoring under 10 points, there's no reason.
Yeah.
10 points or more is a reasonable person to have on your team, because that's okay. And then a couple of those guys here and there that can go off for 18, 20 points, great.
Yeah, I agree. We're talking about the guy who scores 4 points, 5 points, and then 20. Not you want that guy over the guy who just scores 6 points, 6 points, 6 points.
Yep.
That's how I look at it. Another thing, just carry just one kicker. That's it. You don't need more than another kicker. You got one. If you got two, drop one. You don't need to carry two kickers. It's stupid.
The buys are officially done. Announcement.
Yeah.
No more freaking buys.
Yeah.
They decided last year that was an awful idea to have buys up into the week 13.
And this is where I like to do it, and it's been a while. It's hard to do. Like I said, the trade deadline's coming soon. But if you can, package a bunch of depth for a starter. Because there will be somebody out there, like we were talking about earlier, who thinks they need depth. You know, they got a good lineup. They ain't got any depth, and they're stuck in bye week mode still. Try to trade your depth for a starter. And take that risk. And a lot of people don't like doing that because they go, well, what if my player gets hurt? And I don't have anything on my bench. Worth it. You know, you got to risk it to get the biscuit.
Well, you're more free to go pick up that guy that's sitting out there that shouldn't be out there.
Yep, that too.
I mean, there are plenty of those people out there. So,
yep.
or a guy that just went off. You have those roster spots. You're not stuck with that guy, those 12 guys you're holding on to.
I agree.
They may go off. At this point, if they haven't gone off, you don't have time to wait.
Yep. Early in the year, and when you draft, I'd say halfway through the year, and when you draft, when you trade, getting depth is a good way to trade to get depth. That's good. That's smart. But after bye weeks are over, trading for depth, don't do it. If you can trade your depth away for a starter, do it right away. Do it. There's no reason not to. And that's it. That's all the postseason roster strategies I have moving forward. What about you, Stu?
That, I think, is it for right now. That's good strategy.
Yeah. I guess we'll go ahead and move on to waivers.
Yep.
If y'all have any money left, I haven't had money in forever. But like I said, the bye weeks are done. Everyone's back. Everybody's fully healthy, kind of. But there's some still, if you're looking for somebody to get, like you got a quarterback hurt or something, there's two really good streams out there I like. Case Keenum against Detroit and Jacoby Brissett against Tennessee.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yep.
Brissett is be interesting. Case Keenum has been on fire. Like, just...
Oh, yeah.
Like, where's this guy been?
Because he knows Teddy Bridgewater's waiting, and he's just going at it, man. I wish I had some Adam Thielen or Stephon Diggs right now.
Hold it on as long as possible and not move again.
Yeah. Vince, if you ever bench Stephon Diggs for the rest of the year, you're an idiot. Just start him every week if you're smart. No matter the matchup, because the guy's gunslinging. And then running backs, man, I hate this. It's so barren. But two Seattle running backs, but they're not Eddie Lacy and Thomas Rawls, so it's good. Mike Davis and J.D. McKissick. Mike Davis kind of hurt himself a little bit. I would take J.D. McKissick over him. J.D. McKissick's the speed guy. He's the guy with the big play potential. So
he seems like that's the guy that they like.
Yeah. They try to do him a bunch of runarounds and stretch plays,
I'm
too.
him a lot more next year when we have half-point PPR.
Yeah.
Because he's a PPR machine.
He is.
I would like, because he gets at least 7 to 10 receptions every single game.
And Russell Wilson is throwing.
Right there.
And he'll get his work in San Francisco. I think J.D. McKissick's in for a big game next week. And wide receivers, got 3 stashes. I'll go from order of least to more important to me. Mike Williams, Josh Gordon, and then Corey Coleman, who may be more of a start than a stash at this point because he already proved 80 yards, first game back. He's their playmaker. He's their main guy, but I don't know how it's going to go with Josh Gordon come back to the mix. But all 3, if I had a spot open I could stash, which is the high upside guys we're talking about, I would throw them in there and just keep them on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, especially Gordon, I think he can practice right now, or can at least do those little check mark things where he can prove that he gets fully reinstated. And then I think next week he can fully practice with that start next week. So,
and Hugh Jackson's really excited to have him too. He's calling him his new toy.
Yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. I mean, I know the Browns are a hot shit show, but I mean, they've been trying to win.
Yeah, here's the good thing with Josh Gordon. Hugh Jackson has nothing to lose if he throws Josh Gordon in there and just does a bunch of stuff with him. It doesn't hurt him too. He doesn't have his job on the line. I mean, as far as like he's close to like he's probably gonna lose his job anyways. But if he goes ahead and just throws Josh Gordon out there, he's playing with house money. So you might as well take a former playmaker, throw him out there, and just see what happens.
Well, and I think for you, Day and Dixon, if you have a spot, you 3 have a little bit more wiggle room because you probably made playoffs already. So you 3 would just have it. You guys could actually sit him on your bench, stash him, see what he does that last week of the season. If like Vince or I think is it Rodney? Who had 6 also. If either one of those win, they might be able to do it next week. But yeah, some of them you don't want to necessarily play first thing.
No, you want to wait a week.
1 week.
Yeah.
But he's got such upside.
Well, that's why you want to get him now. It's because you got 2 weeks to watch him.
Yeah.
Before playoffs, before it really counts.
Corey Davis?
I think he's more of a start than a stash now.
Yeah.
I think going against the Colts, I would start him. I think he's a good flex to start. He's on my radar. And then also, if you're looking for a good start, Houston is horrendous against deep threat wide receivers. Guess who Mike Wallace plays? Monday night. He plays Houston, and it's in Baltimore. He's gonna have a long touchdown. I'm calling it. It's gonna happen. He would be a nice flex start.
I forgot a running back that we didn't add on here, and I just want to give a shout out to a couple people. Lubbock and Matt Clement.
Oh, yeah, Corey Clement. Well, I think he's on Lubbock's team. Eagles. I think Lubbock picked up Corey Clement last week.
Did he? Okay.
So he did. He dropped one, I believe.
That whole entire running back situation is kind of a shit show, but they're doing really well. So
yeah.
not to stick with them.
Another wide receiver throw out there. He was great in the preseason. He's just had his first game on an entire year because he got hurt. The Jaguars is D.D. Westbrook.
Yeah.
He's my deep sleeper. So if you got a spot for two, I'd make him my second one. He'd be my deep sleeper to have. Tight ends, not Austin Seferian-Jenkins is out there. Go pick him up. They have nobody else to throw to besides Robbie Anderson and O.J. Howard. Apparently O.J. Howard and Fitzpatrick got a thing going. So those are the only two I really see out there. Other than that, you're getting the same thing. Those are the only two I see that can give you a big game.
I'm excited to see how Greg Olsen does this week.
Oh, you lucky bastard. After what Ingram did this last week, I wish I had him back. Defenses, if I was going to spend all my money and waste it, and I needed a win, I'm picking up the Steelers versus Green Bay.
I'm not going to lie, I already have a claim in for him, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have any money left, so I don't know that it's going to work out for me.
I hope you get them. Green Bay is... I got a bid in, and I know I won't get them. But Green Bay is so bad. They're so awful.
Bid are going to beat me and Brad.
Okay, the Baltimore Ravens went to Green Bay and got 26 points at Lambeau. So, please go get Steelers. Water bets, you're beating me. That one that we forgot about, what it was rest of the season, Devontae Booker and C.J. Anderson. You had Booker and I had Anderson. Booker is barely winning, 16.98 to C.J. Anderson's 15.1.
Well, what is it? Isn't Lynch starting this week? So we'll see if that helps at all for him.
For who?
Either one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they can get a running game going because their running game is non-existent.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible. Week 11 picks, man, I didn't do too hot. I went 2 and 4. The only ones I got right was you over CoPro game of the week, which I think that was game of the week. I mean, that was pretty.
And you got Rod over Matt.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And then I got Rod over Matt right. Everyone else I got wrong. I'm gonna keep picking my opponent to beat me because it seems to work. So Dixon, congratulations! I have you big to beat me. I have you to win. I got Stu over Rod. I got Lovick over Mo. I got CoPro over Adam. That match is going to mean a lot. And Sam over Vince. That match is going to be a lot. And then Day over Matt. If Day wins this week, I think he seals it because his point scored. He'll win that division.
He's gonna seal it both ways.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a bye, and Matt's gonna go to the dildo.
Oh man, it's gonna suck.
Matt's actually got a rough 2 weeks.
Good thing Matt's work league is a lot better.
I'm pretty sure he either plays Dixon or he plays Ben.
Yeah.
Next week, Matt does. So he's got really 2 tough matchups.
You want to talk about streaming defenses? You had a cool stat before we got on here about defensive streaming.
So I just kind of wanted to see what the league normally does and kind of what is our habit, what we like to do. I have started to try to stream this year, where in years past I was stuck with the Seahawks. A couple people have stuck with that. A couple people have tried to stream. I've lucked out and somehow got the best results for defenses anyway. Picking the Rams twice and a couple other better matchups. Sort of like how I'm trying to go for the Steelers. Like it's a really good matchup. But let's see here. Brad, Dixon, Lovick, Rod, Koprovic, and Day have all done kind of the standard route. They've here and there they've switched up. But all of those guys have stuck with their exact same defense. Brad with Baltimore, Dixon with the Jaguars, Lovick with Arizona, Rod with Seahawks, Provic with Kansas City, and Day with Denver. All of them have come at varying degrees. My streaming, I'm at 149 points for my defense this year. Dixon for the Jaguars is 112, and Rod is 109. Brad is 102. But then we have Lovick for 64 points, Provic for 87 points, and Day for 58. Matt had 99 points. Adam had 73 points. Bo had 71, and Vince had 76. So it's doesn't seem like anything has really worked out for anybody. Dixon, Rodney, and Brad have probably done the best with sticking with one defense. Looking at Koprovic's, actually, I found that he actually did better with kind of the 2 weeks where he streamed and didn't stick with Kansas City. He actually did better than if he would have stuck all 11 weeks with Kansas City.
Yeah.
Brad, you actually missed out on like 33 points because you didn't stick with Baltimore more often.
I was tinkering on the stinkering.
Yeah. Dixon missed 149 points, but that's because he didn't have a week 1 and they went off for 22 points.
Yeah.
But that's not really, anything he could have done anything.
Now, who would have thought to start Jacksonville week 1?
By playing other defenses. So it doesn't seem like there's a really consistency. The guys that have streamed defenses don't look like there's any real consistency to how the teams they're picking. I don't know if it's just who they like or who they think's going to do well or what's going on. But streaming doesn't seem I don't know that streaming. Actually, I think most of the streamers have done a little bit better than the sticking with people, but not by much. It's all kind of equal. There's a couple. I'm an outlier, and Lubbock's an outlier of the lowest point. So it doesn't really seem like there's a correlation. Me, Koprovich are the only two that have had 2 weeks of having the highest defense scores in most everybody's had at least 1 week of having the highest defense, or at least the highest points from a defense.
Yep.
There's a couple of teams that have had negative points. You, Mo, Rod, and Day.
Yeah, when you get negative points from your defense, it really hurts.
Same with negative 2 points. So that's just a bad week when you get negative points from your defense.
London games, avoid them.
About earlier, you wanted like that regular 10 points a week if you can get it from your defense
Yep.
and your kicker.
Well, that's something to look forward to at next year's draft. That's something to consider. Some people there's a lot of people that take a defense really high in the draft. I've been known to do it every once in a while. It's probably not the best move to make. They tell you don't do it. But yeah.
I've done it every year except for this one, and I decided to try a new strategy.
Yep, streaming's really good. I'm excited for Half Point. That'll add a new whole thing to it. But our time is almost up. Stu, you got anything else to say?
Nope, I think that's it. But I wish everybody good luck this week. Rod, I don't wish you good luck at all because you're supposed to beat me by 16 points already. So it's David and Goliath at this point.
And good luck to y'all. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Sorry about that.
Dixon, I guess I'll see you soon. I think you're coming to town, so I'll have to swing by
I'll
and
miss you. I'm sorry I couldn't come in.
yeah, I'll have to swing by and say hi and tell you that I hope you lose. And that's about it.
Hey, now one more thing real quick. Guys, don't forget there are multiple games on Thursday coming up.
Yep. So go ahead and have your lines up set Thursday morning.
Yeah, there's a daytime game coming up.
Yep. So have your line set Thursday morning. If you're smart, if you have somebody that's a wide receiver and they're in your flex or running back, go ahead and get them out of there and keep your flex open and put the other guy in the flex just in case of injuries. So otherwise you can kind of get stuck there. But other than that, y'all have a good one.
See you guys.
The Brett and Stu Fantasy Podcast is the official podcast of the Kappa Sigma Alumni Fantasy Football League.